And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
Good morning. Welcome to the Howdy Boomy Show, the podcast by a baby boomer, thinking about baby boomers, looking at today's world through the eyes of a baby boomer. Today is Friday, the 5th of April. As I am sitting here in Western New York, it's snowing out. Today being Friday, we have our weekly award, the Schiffhead of the Week, named after Adam Schiff, the designated liar of the Democratic Party in Congress, who steadfastly held on to the Trump and Russian collusion theory, even though it was proven wrong. He still lied about it. That's all he's known for. I have no idea what else he's known for, but this award is named for him, a designated liar, a person you really don't have any respect for, you know is a failure. This week, as many weeks, we have all kinds of people eligible. Carl Heastie, he is the House Speaker in the state of New York, and he is the one who is advocating for lesser penalties for criminals. The no bail, the reason these illegal immigrants are being released after being arrested 25 times. There is a policeman from New York City that we buried last weekend, thankfully to Mr. Heastie's laws. He could be our Schiffhead of the Week. He's got this theory that the stiffer the penalty does not reduce crime. So what he's telling you is a person incarcerated in jail commits more crimes than a person on the street. Now, I have to tell you that in his election for the district, I think it's the 83rd district in New York, the turnout for vote was 29%. So all the activists, all the people who are his constituents, basically the black criminals, cannot vote for him if they're in prison. So he's got to make sure they're not. So Carl Heastie could very easily be our Schiffhead of the Week. Kim Mulkey, the women's basketball coach at LSU, when she was a basketball coach at Baylor, she routinely humiliated her opponents, screams at the press, embarrasses former opponents, had her team stay in the locker room this past weekend when the women's championships tournament was being played, deliberately missing the national anthem. She could easily be our Schiffhead of the Week. There's a suburb of Chicago, Dalton, Illinois, where the average resident's income is $24,000 a year. They have a mayor, Tiffany Henyard, a black woman who is making $300 and some odd thousand a year as mayor and district head, something like that. They're wasting money. They have no idea where their money's gone. Their city is now $7 million in the red. They want to go, what's happening to the money? They do know what her salary is. They do know that she has put her hairdresser, her beautician on payroll. They just want to know where the money is, and she's refusing to show it. She acts like a diva. You know she's misappropriating money. I guess the FBI is getting involved. Hopefully they'll find out what's going on. She could be our Schiffhead of the Week. How about Jill Biden? Yep, our tremendous First Lady. First of all, she says, directs Israel to ceasefire now. Stop. Now, I'm just trying to figure that out. How a First Lady expects a foreign government in the middle of a war to heed her warnings. as though she knows anything. Hamas started the war. Imagine you're Dwight Eisenhower and you get a call from the wife of the Prime Minister of Denmark telling you not to invade France, don't do D-Day. What would you do? Where does she think she gets off? She also said that the election is in the bag for Joe Biden. He's going to win easily. Do you remember earlier when they found cocaine in the White House? I think now we know who's using it. But our Schiffhead of the week, who could qualify forever, is Joe Scarborough, Morning Joe, whatever his sidekick, Mika Brzezinski. They are calling shots, echoing the talking points of the Democratic National Committee. If it were not for Donald Trump, they would not have a show. They rail against Donald Trump, as do all the talk show hosts. If Donald Trump did not exist, they wouldn't have a show. They don't know what to talk about. So he is saying, ceasefire now. I guess he figures Hamas dug all those tunnels under Gaza to store Girl Scout cookies. I guess on October the 7th, when they came in and slaughtered hundreds of Jews, cut off heads of children, that was just an exercise. Some aid workers were tragically struck and killed by Israeli missiles yesterday. But I don't know if they expect Israel to drop white T-shirts for good guys to put on and black T-shirts for bad guys to put on. What do they expect? It's war. Hamas started it. They said they will never stop. They said they will do it again and again and again until Israel is gone. Where are the hostages? Are they alive? I doubt it. What has Hamas done with the hostages? Hamas must be eradicated. To Morning Joe and to Joe Biden, let the Israeli army go after Hamas and destroy them the same way the Democratic Party and the weaponized Department of Justice is going after Donald Trump. It'll be over in a week. Watch the Howdy Boomy podcast on the Howdy Boomy channel on YouTube, trailers on TikTok. Just punch in the Howdy Boomy show. You'll find it someplace. Have a great weekend. Get ready for the eclipse. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.